Hello and welcome to the 30th episode of the PhazeCast. We're now old enough to drink.
We've been old enough to drink.
Well, we still are. Today's episode.
I drink a lot on this podcast.
Today's episode. The new film, DuckTales and the Treasure of the Lost Lamp, has released on.
Not even close.
Well, it was something like that. Has released on Disney Plus.
Rescue Rangers.
Right. What did I say?
Just go.
DuckTales is out.
Chippendales!
Rescue Rangers.
Chippendales, Rescue Rangers.
We both watched it.
We're gonna get demonetized and gonna get copyright.
They'd never be able to distinguish that as what it is. I was lucky enough to go to the premiere of this movie, Joe. I was invited.
Oh, really?
No,
you were invited.
No, I wasn't invited.
No,
but I stood across the street from it.
How do you go to a premiere of a? Wait, did it have I guess it had both a theatrical release and a digital release.
No, I just think they did a premiere because that's what they do. It was at the El Capitan Theater on the Hollywood Walk, which is a place where they often do those.
Oh, did you see the Chun-Li?
The what?
Star? You just said the Hollywood Walk. See Chun-Li?
Oh, the Chun-Li star in the movie? I saw that. I saw that.
Chun-Li is not a movie actor. I don't know.
I thought you meant Chum-Li from Pawn Stars. I was like, Chum-Li doesn't have a fucking star, Joe.
Who?
Chum-Li. You know who does have a star? Ronald Stupid Reagan.
I mean, he was an actor.
Yeah, that's true.
He was president.
Yeah.
I feel like Hollywood would make him a star.
I don't like that guy. Listen, we're getting off topic.
Already.
This can't be a Reagan hate podcast. What it is I had my fiance and I were in LA. We went for a couple of days for my birthday. We went to see a bunch of stuff, but we were on the Hollywood Walk and we were like, let's go see, because they do premieres like all the time. We actually missed the Bob's Burgers one the day before. But we stood across the street from it, and I got to see John Mulaney talk to Andy Samberg from a distance. I was so close to Straw Hat Goofy, I could almost smell him.
Oh, that's weird.
You know, say what you will about... say what I will. I've poked fun at Straw Hat Goofy in the past, but that guy seems like a genuinely nice guy who just likes movies.
Yeah, I think I value his opinions more than yours.
And he looks, well, that's fine. He looks he looks like he smells good. Not that he uses cologne, but he dresses sharp, and I feel like he probably uses a soap that He
looks like he smells.
Yeah,
good.
dude, he dresses sharp. It just looks like if you give him a hug, you'd be like, man, why don't I smell that good? You know?
I'm sorry, Straw Hat. Mugiwara no Goofy, you have to get the fuck away from my friend. He's gonna be weird about shit.
I'm just saying, one friend to another. It's okay.
He's not your friend. He's not your friend?
No.
Are you saying friend to another?
I saw him from across
I would smell that, man.
I saw him from across the street, Joe. I think we're friends now.
Oh, is that how that works? Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Clip this and add him.
Somebody added him at the creep shot I took of him from across the street.
No.
I did a joke video where I took pictures from across the street and included him in it. So I'm maybe he saw that, but he didn't respond.
Good, as he shouldn't. Yeah. Anyway, back to Chippendales Rescue Rangers. You were outside across the street from the theater they were premiering the movie in.
And I was trying to smell them. I was trying, but...
What about the movie are we going to talk about here today? Where is this going? Do you have any more stories about this other than smelling this man? Or...
Can I ask you about the movie? Paula Abdul was in about half a second of it in the background of that shot in the first scene where they were dancing and it was the late 80s.
That whole movie is filled... Okay, I am very glad I didn't go see this in the theaters. Because I have never paused a movie so much.
That's true. There are a lot of sight gags.
There's a shit ton of them.
And that was, I think...
Easter eggs left and right.
That was, I think, my favorite part of the movie. But before we get to that, you asked if I have any more things that I want to say about the thing.
Yep.
Paula Abdul was just in that one scene, right?
Uh-huh.
She was at the premiere, dude, and she seemed like the happiest to be there. I think that she just wanted to go, man.
I mean, who doesn't want to go see a movie? It's a party.
It just was funny to me. I feel like Paula Abdul was just like, oh yeah, I'm going. I'm getting dressed up. You know?
I mean, who else was... I mean, technically David Tennant was in the movie, too.
David Tennant was in the movie? What do you mean?
Yeah, he's Scrooge McDuck.
Oh, he played Scrooge?
Yeah, he's in the cast credits. I was watching to see who was voicing
He plays him in the new cartoon, right?
Yeah, and also in the Chip and Dale's movie when he was
cool.
laughing and just throwing gold in the air.
That
was just David Tennant.
I think also Jim Cummings played the Winnie the Pooh characters when they were
Pooch?
knockoff people. Yeah, Pooch. So spoilers for Chip and Dale, by the way, I guess.
This is all... Listen, motherfuckers. If you come here expecting us to be spoiler-free, you're in the wrong fucking goddamn show. Stop it. You know we do this every time. We stopped trying to be spoiler-free about, 4 fucking movie reviews ago. It's over. It's done with. Chip and Dale, they have an orgy. That's it.
Yeah, the movie ends, actually, with a surprising orgy where about 80 different cartoon characters are just in a giant gangbang.
Yep. I mean, although this next part is not unconfirmed and maybe true, Phineas's mom... Shady shit.
Yeah, she was in the shady zone. So
no, she's doing some shit around the corner.
So the movie is structured in this way where a lot of the cameos in it seems like they may not have had to get permission for them, which is interesting.
No, it feels like they needed a lot of permission for some of them.
Well, what people were saying, so the big cameo of this movie was Ugly Sonic. And what people were saying is because they put bags under his eyes, because they gave him a belly, and because they never refer to him as Sonic the Hedgehog, they didn't actually have to get permission for him. And if you notice, E.T. looks slightly different. It's like a parody of E.T.
But they called it E.T. though.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty...
That you can't... I don't know about that. I think Disney just has money. And is like, we're doing this.
I think in cases where Stan Marsh showed up, that was definitely just Stan Marsh.
That was legitimately Stan Marsh. So there's a shit ton of... Everybody was in this fucking movie. Everybody was in this. It's so hard. There were so many people in this fucking movie. This is the only time I've ever seen Disney acknowledge Kingdom Hearts outside of Kingdom Hearts.
What was the Kingdom Hearts thing?
They had the literal Keyblade, and they also had Sora's hair.
Oh, I saw Sora's hair. I was wondering if that was Sora's hair.
Oh, that was Sora's hair. But they also had that first shot, this is why I paused so many times. That first shot when he comes out of it and he sees, the wall of, parts. The Kingdom Key is just literally in the middle.
Oh, really?
Also, Jimmy Neutron's hair is there.
I saw Jimmy Neutron's hair,
all this shit, dude.
Yeah, this is a movie that if you're going to watch it, you've got to pay attention to it because there's so much going on
if
in,
you are
every
a fan
shot.
of cartoons, specifically growing up, in the 90s and early 2000s era, there's just so many fucking, just bits. There's just bits everywhere. I fucking... Tigra from the old Avengers cartoon fucking threw me off. She had lines. She had lines.
That was weird.
Also, poor Lumiere. That means canonically, at least in that movie, Lumiere was replaced by Ewan McGregor, and he could not do anything about it.
Yeah, I guess. Well, but that's the thing, right? Is in the movie they're talking about how they're just actors in the thing. So Lumiere is an actual candle who pretended to be somebody who turned into a human. The same way that Ugly Sonic is just a guy who got fired from Sonic the Hedgehog when everybody hated him.
Yeah. So the movie is the story of the actors who played Chip and Dale and everybody in it, and that's the whole premise of the movie. It's just every movie and every cartoon is a show that is recorded and shot, and that's how you get this Roger Rabbit-esque feel for how all the cartoon characters have their own lives outside of cartoons and yada, yada, yada. Very interesting idea. The tone of the movie is... Anytime I hear Andy Samberg's voice, man, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. I feel like it's going to be you're either going to be way more adult than you should be, or you're going to be just overexcited and do something really dumb. But luckily it was both, so I'm happy.
It was not for kids.
What? Yeah, it wasn't. It was this is for the kids who grew up watching Rescue Rangers. That's literally who it was for.
I thought that plot-wise the movie was like pretty average, but that there was so much going on in it, and it actually was like more clever than I expected. Like, so here's something, right? The movie starts and you sort of get this setup that which fucking one is it? Dale is the one who got the CGI surgery. So you can get a CGI plastic surgery and become a 3D character. And I think they set that up so nicely very quickly by showing Baloo on the stage. They show Baloo as the bear from the live-action Jungle Book. And they don't have to, like, explain it to you explicitly, but basically the implication is that Baloo also got that surgery, and that's how it works. And I thought that was so clever. I thought that was much more clever than it had to be.
I mean, they also just explained the CGI surgery like 3 times, so...
They mention it, but like as far as like how it works and what like the implication was
you don't need to explain other than I got the CGI surgery and then he just shows up as a CGI character.
Yeah, and the implication there was that the CGI surgery like helped Baloo's career because he was able to do the new Jungle Book. And
I love that they kind of did it. There was a con. I love that they were at a convention. I love that it was. I'm like, wow, that hits hard. All right, so this movie is like, the plot is Monty gets in too deep with a gang because he's really addicted to cheese. His addiction caught up to him. He didn't have enough cheddar, if you will, to pay Sweet Pete, and so Sweet Pete kidnaps him and then makes him film bootleg movies. It's a strange plot. It's very meta. This whole thing is meta. We kidnap actors, forcibly give them a surgery, except for Pete, but we'll talk about that, and make them film shitty versions of the movies they've already done so we can make profit.
And that was clever, too. I feel like now I cannot see a bootleg version of a movie without thinking that they like did plastic surgery to the characters. I saw like a copy of Mulan in the thrift store just yesterday, and but it's not Mulan. It was here. I'll show you here, and for those listening, it's just a knockoff Mulan called The Legend of Su Ling. And I was like, oh no, what did they do to Mulan? They turned her dog into a cat.
Mulan doesn't have a dog.
Yeah, she does.
What?
Yeah, she does. Little brother.
Oh, the 5-second... Okay, yeah.
She's got a dog.
Sure. I don't think the dog was the main focus of that movie at all.
I know, but they plastic surgery him into a cat for The Legend of Su Ling.
Okay, got you. So anyway, they do that, and also Chip and Dale's broke up because Dale's an asshole. And the whole movie is just them rectifying their friendship after establishing that they were really close since children. And, that's the whole movie. They save the day. They beat the villain, who turns out to be old, fat Peter Pan, the Coca-Cola polar bear, and and some dwarf voiced by... why can't I think
Seth Rogen?
Some dwarf voiced by Seth Rogen. Who Seth Rogen gets to reprise 3 other of his roles in this movie, very nicely.
Yes, there is a scene where the guy from Monsters vs. Aliens that he plays, the mantis from Kung Fu Panda that he plays, and Pumbaa all start talking to Seth Rogen, and they all do his laugh.
Yeah,
that got me, man. I don't know.
Yeah, that was a good bit.
That shit was funny.
That shit straight from the internet. Dwarf falls over. Pumbaa, Mantis, and the ooze guy, they all do the laugh too, and that was just like, oh god. He made fun of his own laugh. Yeah. That's what's crazy to me. God damn.
It was good. I think there was another part with Seth Rogen. The whole setup of his character is that he lives in the Uncanny Valley, where they.
Oh, the Uncanny Valley.
Where they filmed things like Polar Express and Tintin, which was pretty funny. Mm-hmm. I think that actually, if I were to change one thing about that movie, it would be to have less plot, so that there was more room for the characters to just do their shit.
I think this movie did a good balance. I think it was perfectly fine.
I feel like the thing is in the middle, right, where they're like, it's all the action and they're trying to resolve the plot. They lose a lot of those like sight gags and cameos and stuff because they have to resolve the plot for a second. Where like there's like sort of a twist where like the Gumby guy is the bad guy and they're in that room and they have
there's
to
still plenty of
everybody.
sight gags during that.
There could have been more.
Still plenty.
There could have been more if they just didn't have that.
You know what? Shut the fuck up, Mister. I always need more. Nobody cares about you.
I need less this time.
No, you don't. You need that. You need story. The story needed to do something. If you just wanted sight gags, buy a fucking magazine that says "Where is your favorite Disney character?" and it's just an amalgamation of it all.
No, I think if it were just a more simple mystery.
No. It was a simple mystery. What do you mean? It can't get simpler than that.
Yeah, it can.
What do you want about? Really? There is a guy. They explain the mystery to you, except there's no mystery. They literally tell you the villain, they show you the villain, they run away from the villain, and then it turns out the crooked captain was the one who was the bad guy, and it's a cliche, and they even mention that it was a cliche. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Stop trying to find things to hate in this movie.
No, I'm just saying that
yes, you are.
I feel like if they didn't spend so much time resolving that plot, they could have used more time to develop the characters. Because I think what was really cool...
No, we don't need more development for characters. Shut the fuck up. We're not talking about that.
I think what was really cool... Joe, let me have a moment to have an opinion. I think
you only post your moments. Go on.
What was really cool was getting to see like Chip and Dale interact. And I think that there was a lot of like... They did
that the entire movie.
There was a lot of like tension between them and like things to say about like the industry and reboots and all that stuff that they could have done a little bit more with. And that was my favorite part of the movie. Was the sight gags and watching them kind of just shoot the shit.
That was 75% of the movie.
Well, it could have been 80.
Shut the fuck up. All right, sight gags you want to talk about? You want to talk about some sight gags? I fucking want to talk about how they didn't want to ruin a certain Muppet's reputation, so just made a Muppet almost exactly like him.
Yeah, I know. It's like the cheese version of the Swedish Chef.
Yeah. Dude, if you tell me that's a Jim Henson Muppet, I'd believe it.
I bet that it is.
Oh my god.
It looks very Muppety.
I would pass on Bjornsson. He's a shady guy who only talks about cheese.
Disney has access to all the Henson stuff, right? Or at least the Muppets, so...
I think so. I don't think it's a Henson. I mean, it could be. Who knows?
No, they just said they get the felt from the other studio.
They briefly go over, like, two special areas in LA that only exist because cartoons exist. There is, First Street? That has all the characters, like, selling, like...
Yeah, which was just the entryway into Disneyland.
Yes,
they filmed the walkway at the beginning of Disneyland.
Yes. And it had all the cartoon characters there, and they were doing jobs, but it turns out it's all like a cover to do nasty shit, is what Dale says. Like, this one little girl's like, Muppet Fighting Ring. That guy, I shave my hair and give it to him so he can make wigs out of. And, like, we were there to go see a stinky cheese dealer, which apparently is illegal, and... a bunch of mice were down there, like, just getting high off of cheese. And the characters that you see on First Street, we can all assume they all do dirty, rotten things like that. So when I saw Phineas's mom from Phineas and Ferb, what's she doing?
So I feel like, though, wouldn't it be sort of within Phineas's mom's character to accidentally show up to something like that and not fully understand what she's getting into?
I don't know, man. We saw that Phineas was one of the bootlegs at the end. Maybe Maybe she was trying to get money for her kid to get back. I don't know.
Oh my god.
And sometimes you gotta do the worst things in the world to get some Skrilla.
Wow, the implications.
She was turning tricks behind a back alley on First Street. That's what I'm saying.
I've seen the internet is also going crazy for Gucci Dobby. who
Gucci Dobby. I loved all the ads. The ads were my favorite part of the movie.
That seriously,
Batman versus E.T. Like,
Mr. Doubtfire got me. They have a
Mr.
poster
Doubtfire with Meryl Streep. Dude, I'd watch that movie.
Meryl Streep is bald.
I would absolutely watch that movie.
Yeah, I would watch it too. There was Fast and the Furious Babies.
Yes.
What else was there? I noticed, like, even just little things, like when he goes into his fridge, he had like Ice Age brand.
Yeah,
like,
the Frozone. Yeah.
And the Frozone meal. And I think the other one was some other property.
It was the rooster.
That's right, it was Foghorn Leghorn.
Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah. Yeah.
I paused so many times in this movie. It's purely just meta content is what this all was, right? And they made it work because they had a decent enough like story behind it. Otherwise it would have just been like hey, isn't this a reference? It was this close to just being a scary movie. And I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad they had a good story and elevated above it. But they were just really close to just being one of those, like, you know... What's that genre of movie? Like, the Scary Movie series does
a parody.
Yeah, like parody. Like, ugh.
No, I agree. I think there are things where you watch it and it's like... Well, like Doctor Strange, when they brought out the Illuminati. It was like, what is this? What is this for? It didn't feel like that, for the most part.
Yeah. Fair.
I like that they gave Ugly Sonic a purpose. In the end
of
the movie,
the FBI.
He comes through. He comes through. You know, that was... Have you watched I Think You Should Leave?
Ugly Sonic is the biggest glow-up of 2022. What?
Have you watched I Think You Should Leave?
No.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, you should watch that show, dude. It's very good.
It's a show?
Yeah, it's a show on Netflix. It's like a skit show. A comedy show.
Got you.
Which I know doesn't sound like it's going to be good, but it's very good.
I'll give it a view. I need to start going into Netflix again and start watching some stuff I haven't seen yet. But I think that can be added to the list. There's that one. I don't know. There's like a horror show that people were talking about there for a bit.
Haunting of Hill House or whatever.
No, I think I want to watch Bly Manor. Is that Haunting of Bly Manor?
Yeah, it's like the other season of a similar thing.
Oh, got you.
I can't do...
Well, that's got my boy Rahul Kohli, and I want to watch it just because of him.
Who's that?
He plays the sheriff in that. He's just an actor. He's funny as fuck, though, and on Twitter and like in real life, he's a huge Star Wars and figure nerd, so I do nothing but appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I can't do horror television.
Why?
I think that it's just the open-endedness of it. Like when you watch a horror movie, you know it's going to end and be resolved somehow, even if it is. Well, Joe, come on, man.
I mean, because sorry, I'll let you finish, but
oh my God.
I'm trying to think of every single like horror movie I've watched that was a movie, and it always ends with like the open-ended, but the villain did survive anyway.
Well, sure, but it still is an ending. The open-endedness of a TV show just going on and on is like too much stress for my brain. If it's like legitimately scary, which I remember watching The Haunting of Hill House, which is like the first season of that, and I watched a few episodes, and it's just too much, man. If it's actually gonna scare me, I can't not know that it's gonna end at some point.
Oh,
you know, it's too much. Okay. It's too exhausting.
A horror movie hasn't legitimately scared me in years.
What was the last horror movie that scared you?
Listen, it wasn't even the horror aspect of the movie that scared me. It was just a single jump scare I wasn't prepared for, and I was really annoyed.
That still counts.
It was Jason versus... Was it Jason versus Freddy or Friday the 1st? It was either the Jason reboot or Jason versus Freddy. And it's like a character going up to a screen door, and like it hadn't been scary at all, and I'm just like really bored at this point. I'm almost falling asleep. And then right when they get to the screen door, a dog jumps out and just starts barking. And that's like a real fear. Like, oh, fuck, a dog barking at me. And I just kind of jumped. I was like, why the fuck did I jump to that? I hate myself for doing that. And, yeah.
What was the last horror movie that shook you to the core and kept you up?
I don't think there was.
Ever?
Actually, yeah. I avoided them as a kid, so I didn't start watching horror movies until I was older.
Yeah, same.
And then now that I'm an adult, like none of them are. Yeah.
Hereditary for me. Scared you? Have you seen Hereditary?
No.
And Sinister is the other one that I think.
Sinister was good. Sinister was legitimately, it was very close. I think the last horror movie I saw was The Woman in Black with Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, I didn't like that one.
You didn't like it? It was an okay movie, I feel.
It was okay.
Yeah. But And then I started watching Chucky, but I don't regard Chucky as true horror, as horror comedy. So
yeah. You know, though, you ever think about the fact that, like, when people saw Child's Play back in the 80s, that they didn't know that Chucky was actually doing the murders? Because, like, in that movie, right, the way they set up the original Child's Play, it's not clear whether or not the kid is telling the truth about Chucky until pretty late in the movie. And it's like, at this point, everybody knows that Chucky is a murderer, so it sort of ruins that twist. But if you went into that movie not knowing, like, that's an excellent twist. It just is sort of ruined by pop culture at this point.
Yeah, well, it's ruined by the fact that they kept on just making more. Like, it has a TV series, and it's all in the same continuity somehow still.
Yeah, so, like, everybody knows. Crazy. Everybody knows that Chucky has a knife, and that he's going to kill you. But if you watch the original Child's Play and you think about the fact that, like, you don't actually know, it's a pretty good movie. It's pretty impressive.
Okay.
You should see it.
You should watch Chucky 1 again?
You should, and you should watch Hereditary.
Okay, I'll take a look at Hereditary. I actually, you know what? I should watch any of Key and Peele's horror movies, because apparently those are just fucking dope.
It's just Peele.
It's just Peele?
Yeah, it's just Peele.
Apparently he's just a good horror director.
You haven't seen Get Out?
No.
Oh, Get Out is good.
No. It was kind of spoiled for me, so I didn't go see it.
It doesn't matter, dude. It's a good movie.
Gotcha.
Get Out's a great movie. And Us is pretty good, too. And Notebook's cool.
Us seemed... Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I want the horror to be right in my face like that, or if I want to, like, not know. Not knowing is what's scary. Seeing a thing and then understanding how it works makes it less scary for me.
Yeah, that's true. That does happen in Us. They do kind of lay it out for you. It's a little on the nose, if you will. But
I want a really good Cthulhu or, like, some kind of lore based around that horror film. Give me one of those where people are going mad and crazy and they're like, there's just some awkward... And I would probably freak out. But I don't know. Horror's just not my thing. I like werewolves and vampires, but those are monster movies. That's different.
Yeah, it still counts.
It ain't scary. Werewolves and vampires haven't been scary for a long time.
You know what was frightening is the new Invisible Man movie, if you're talking about old Universal monsters.
No, I did not see that.
It's good.
Is it?
It's really good.
Man, when they started doing the dark universe, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to feel about...
No, so this is like a whole nother level, and it takes the Invisible Man and makes it like an allegory for relationship abuse. But not like in a way where it's like, oh, this is too on the nose. It's really good. It's really good. And I'll tell you what, Elizabeth Moss spends that entire movie pretending like there's somebody in the room when there isn't, and she is excellent at it. She's a great actress.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, Chip and Dale. Did they imply at the end of this movie that they're gonna do something with Darkwing Duck?
Dude, I hope so. That actually sent me. I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, Darkwing Duck. Hell yeah, Darkwing Duck.
I love Darkwing Duck.
I don't know if you watched the DuckTales reboot.
I didn't watch the DuckTales reboot, no.
It was great. It's great. And they tease stuff like that, where, like, Chip and Dale and the Rescue Rangers showed up for an episode. Darkwing Duck showed up for an episode or two, I think. Like, they built, like, the world again. And I'm like, okay, that's neat. That'd be cool to see. Also, just David Tennant and Danny Pudi. It's fucking great.
Yeah, I've heard it's good. Mm-hmm. I didn't watch as much DuckTales though when I was a kid.
Oh, really?
No,
if you want to see Donald Duck having familial arguments with David Tennant, like about like past shit, it's actually it hits home pretty good. It's good. Like, they definitely feel like two family members who have had enough with each other's shit whenever they talk to each other.
Right.
Is good. They also fixed Donald's voice for an episode.
Like he talks with a British accent?
Like something happens and he, like, clears his throat and he has a normal voice for an episode and he's heroic as shit. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's pretty funny.
Uh-huh. It also answers the question, who the fuck are those triplets' mom?
Oh, you get to see their mom? Is it the mom from Phineas and Ferb?
No, it's not the mom from Phineas and Ferb. She's too busy turning tricks to save her son.
There's,
she can't be.
There's 4 shows, though, in that I think of, and they talked about whatever it was called when they did, like, the Saturday morning cartoons back then. But it was Tailspin, DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, and Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Yep. And I watched the shit out of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers and Darkwing Duck, not so much the other 2.
Yeah, that's fair. Darkwing Duck is fucking... Oh, I love Darkwing Duck.
I love Darkwing Duck.
I saw Goliath in the corner because they did a whole, like, here's the Disney cartoon block and they had Goliath over there, and I'm like, I want more gargoyles. Just show me something about.
Oh, they had. I didn't see. Movie. Oh yeah, Gargoyles was another one. I didn't see the gargoyles in that.
Yeah, it was just like when they showed, like, the clip of, like, hey, this is our characters and there's Goliath on that block.
Oh yeah, on, like, the sign for the. Yeah. Did you see bootleg Jiminy Cricket at the end with his weird little face?
Yeah, dude. There's the bootlegs were fucking me up. I saw there was something that you didn't like. Like what? Fucking Johnny Test showed up, motherfucker.
Johnny Test showed up. I didn't see it.
You only had a down. Like, I paused this movie so many times because I wanted to absorb everything that I saw, and now there's too much in my brain, so I can't talk about anything specific. But, like, there was Johnny Test. There was fucking that one, like, little tiny turtle was super buff. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. The Phineas as a weird bird creature, fucking, that was sad.
Yeah, he's a child. You mentioned that, well, he might not be when his actor comes out of the thing. You mentioned that you've paused it a bunch. And I wonder, I didn't even think of this, but that was smart of Disney to put it on Disney+.
That's what I was thinking.
Because now everybody's memeing it up.
People like me.
Yeah. Like,
everyone's memeing up. Like, they knew they were going to meme up with Sonic, right? Ugly Sonic.
Yeah.
That him alone being a character was great. But that's going to be a movie people are going to rewatch, which means their stream numbers are going to go up, which means it's going to look good. Yeah.
And people are going to take pictures of the sight gags and stuff. They already are. I've seen it all over TikTok.
Yep.
So that was a pretty smart move. Did you know? So I just thought of Darkwing Duck. You know, at the beginning of the movie, Dale in the 90s ends up trying to do a spin-off called 00 Dale.
Yes.
And that's what makes the Rescue Rangers fall apart. In real life, the working title of Darkwing Duck was 00 Duck. And they ended up not being able to use it because I guess Ian Fleming owns the rights to anything 00 because of 007. So they had to name it Darkwing Duck. I just thought that was that was a really deep reference.
I think it was smart of them to get rid of Gadget and Zipper until the end.
I thought, and I liked their involvement too.
I think people wanted some really weird things to happen with Gadget, so they just took them out immediately. Although, to be fair, like that scene where they're partying at the club and Zipper's whispering to her, and she's like, "Oh," and I'm just like, what's about to fucking happen?
And they have like 40 kids.
That was 40 terrifying looking children.
That was one of the jokes that I think landed the best in the whole movie is when Chip is looking at the picture of their family and he says something like, he's like, oh, this one has her arms and his body and this one has his wings. Cute. It was like
cute. Oh.
But that was a fan service too, you know.
The voice of Zipper. The voice of Zipper.
Who was the voice of Zipper?
It's Allstate stands.
It was okay. That's right. It was the Allstate guy.
And it worked so well. I love that he just quoted shit. To err is human, to forgive is divine. I'm like, what the fuck, Zipper? Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I saw the Allstate guy at the premiere.
Nice.
From a distance.
There was that throwaway line, so we didn't have to question it. Was like when they were flying on the real version of the Rescue Rangers plane. Gadget was like, I guess our our characters in the show are the same as who we are outside of it. Dale's just like, yeah, that's easy. Like, yeah, okay, it's better to... Yeah, they've been gone most of the movie, so it's easier just to believe that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that they're, like, repairing shit in a hangar.
How come Peter Pan got old but that lost child didn't? Kind of breaks the whole movie, right? Da 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 da. Chip and Dale. Rescue Rangers. Chip and Dale. Rescue Rangers.
I don't know.
See? Listen, it's one of those movies. It's a movie where you don't question much and you just enjoy the ride. That's all you need to do with a movie like this. If you try to question too many things, it's going to break your heart. Which is why I wanted to bring that question up, because now I know you won't stop thinking about it.
Is it because maybe they're from, like, different animation studios or something, and, like, he doesn't...
Then how come he recognized him immediately and said, ew, you got old?
Does he have, like... No, I know, but, like, does he have, like, a condition? Maybe he's got some sort of condition.
He would say he got old. Still, I don't know.
Like, he just mentioned that he just got too old for the part in the movie, right?
Yep. I don't know. We don't... Well, which is weird, because I don't think any of the other cartoon characters have aged.
Yeah.
They literally only made that for Peter. Listen, it's kind of meta to make Peter Pan, specifically Peter Pan, afraid of, like, death and age, because that's the old story version of Peter Pan. That's what he fucking did. He was... Do you know how fucked up old Peter Pan was? Like the original story? His lost boys, he would kidnap and keep, but as soon as they started to grow older, he would kill them. Because you're not allowed to grow old. Yeah, you're not allowed to be an adult. And the mermaids that he's friends with are actually sirens who, sing people to their doom upon the rocky shores. And there's like a prevailing theory that Captain Hook was a lost boy who escaped and is just trying to end Peter's monstrosity.
Well, damn.
There you go.
I liked when Peter Pan had the little preteen mustache.
He could fly. And he had like some like acne around there too.
Yeah.
Like nah. Oh flounder.
That I didn't know that about Peter Pan. I guess that makes sense with Captain Hook.
All fairy tales are fucked. You just have to look at the source material.
But that was a fairly late story. That was
What?
like 1800s.
That's still a fairy. What?
J.M. Barrie wrote that in like the 1800s.
So. Yeah. Well, I think J.M. Barrie, like his brother, also named Peter, died as a child due to like an ice skating incident, and then the mom said something about how like I'm kind of glad that he died as he will always be as he was, a little boy that I loved.
That's
and
fucked
that
up.
may or may not have fucked up that man for the rest of his life.
Is this what the movie Finding Neverland is about?
I don't know. I just listen. Peter Pan's a ride. Peter Pan's a ride, man. And making him the villain. Making him the amalgamate. We didn't talk about that where he went through the CGI the surgery, and he's this amalgamation of all these like different animation styles and monsters.
Yeah.
He fucking had. Also, real quick, just as a side note, Jim Cummings.
Yeah, Jim Cummings was the...
Thank you so much for doing all this in this one movie.
That he then became it was like the voice of the villain from Chip and Dale.
Yeah, he became the Fat Cat. He had like a weird gun. He had Woody's leg. He had a Transformer's leg. It was crazy. And then Gumbo being this... Not Gummy. Gumby, yeah. Well, he's not Gumby. He's a Gumby ripoff.
Yeah.
This Gumby ripoff being this crazy monster who is impossible to kill until you freeze him. It was very Terminator 2, right? The way
when they put him through like the cheese grater and he like splits into a bunch of pieces and then it was very
when
Terminator.
She locked the door and then he like was a puddle that got through the door. Yeah. And the harpoon was just he opened a hole so the harpoon could go close.
Yeah, he did all the Liquid Terminator stuff.
That was J.K. Simmons, and I fucking love J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons is a treasure.
Yes, J.K. Simmons is a treasure. Jim Cummings is a treasure. Fucking, that movie was good. That movie was good. I enjoyed
Yeah,
it. I'm glad I watched it. I don't know. They might actually do a Rescue Rangers reboot now, if this gets popular enough. Yeah. And I'm okay with that, I think.
Yeah, whatever. That's not... It's fine. It doesn't need to happen.
Yes, it does, because they're going to make money.
Yeah, I guess so. They probably will make some money.
Disney wants to make money. That's what they do.
Yeah, it'll be fine if they do that. I would rather see Darkwing Duck again.
I would too. You should watch DuckTales, because he shows up.
Alright, fine. Maybe I'll watch DuckTales.
You could probably just skip to that episode. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll watch Darkwing Duck. I should watch that show again. And see, that's the smart thing, is that Darkwing Duck is on Disney Plus. And they have
that's what they were yelling. More Darkwing, more Darkwing.
They have a little thing at the homepage of Disney Plus now that says like cameos from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Oh, see, they fucking
knew.
They knew.
They fucking knew.
God damn. Good on them. Good on them. That's smart. Like Disney knows what they're doing when they make movies, especially when they do something like this. It's fucking crazy. Roger Rabbit. Isn't he Warner Brothers?
Yeah, Roger Rabbit is sort of in like a rights hell where I don't think, because they have a Roger Rabbit ride in Disneyland.
Do they? I don't know that.
Yeah, a kid died on it once.
Oh.
It's not really that intense. It's actually sort of, it's not funny that a kid died, but it's sort of silly that that's the ride that killed somebody, because it's not that intense. You just spin around in a car. Oh. I don't know like who technically owns the rights to him though, because he's all over Toontown and Disneyland. And then the movie Roger Rabbit is not a Disney movie. They just got the rights to use Mickey Mouse. Did you know that in Roger Rabbit, it was a stipulation of using Mickey Mouse? I think maybe Bugs Bunny. I don't remember which one started it, but the stipulation was that Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse have to have the same exact amount of screen time.
Yes, I did know about that, and I think because it says it was adapted by Disney and Amblin Entertainment, that it was probably Warner Brothers who was like, okay, here.
Yeah.
I think Roger Rabbit must be Disney. Yeah, Disney.
They own him?
Yeah, he's a Disney creation. Holy
shit. Dude, yep. Disney owns everything now.
Yeah, that's pretty bad, but also good. I don't know what to think or feel anymore, man. I just want good movies and entertainment, because this world is bleak and awful, and I want my escapism.
And that movie was not bleak. It was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
I liked it more than I expected to. I went into it, I was like, I'm going to try not to laugh, and I ended up laughing at least a few times.
John Mulaney as Chip was awesome. I loved all of Chip's lines, pretty much. They were great. John
Mulaney's pretty great.
I know this, that, other vague things to fill the gap in this conversation. Like his sass is like just so inherent, and I'm like, that's great.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to be using that line if people I hate try to talk to me. That's great.
Other vague things to fill the gaps in this conversation.
So fucking good.
Yeah. So overall, Men was okay.
Men? Why are we talking about?
It was a pretty deep commentary, but not really. It was sort of like it tried to be deeper than it was. It was a little surface level.
Why are we talking about Men?
But I would still recommend it, because I would choose a movie like that over Doctor Strange 14 any day.
Well, everybody, this has been a very chill episode of the PhazeCast.
Maybe next week we'll fight about Daenerys more.
You mean you're going to be wrong about Daenerys more?
It depends on if it's a slow news week. If it's a slow news week or there's no movies to talk about, that's what we're defaulting on.
Here's what I want to happen if we want to talk about news real quick. I want Johnny Depp and Disney to make up.
They took Jack Sparrow out of Pirates of the Caribbean. Apparently.
Well. Oh, you mean the ride?
Yeah, like in Disneyland.
No,
in Disneyland,
really?
Pirates of the Caribbean was closed for a couple months, and that was the main change, was that they removed Jack Sparrow.
No way.
I think. I mean, that's what I saw. I haven't like gone on Pirates of the Caribbean since then. But apparently, yeah. Is he gone? For real? Is it real?
I don't know. I mean, they're still using Jack Sparrow over its vacation destinations, apparently.
I gotta stop getting my news from TikTok. It's just a bunch of kids saying shit.
Yeah, what the fuck? Wait, you said, oh, you're making me deep dive? Oh.
No, yeah, they did remove him.
That's crazy.
Wait, maybe. I don't know. No, he's still there. Wait. No, wait. I can't tell, dude. Guess I gotta go to Disneyland.
Oh, I thought you would have done it while you were there.
No, it's expensive, dude. I don't have the money to go to Disneyland more than once every 5 years.
Once every 5 years? Jesus Christ. I've only been there once when I was a child.
I went to Disneyland last year. And it was awesome. And then I went to Disney World the year before that. And that's enough. That's all that I'm gonna do for a long time. This is too much fucking money. All right. Anyway, this episode is over.
Yep. This episode's been over. I said goodbye already, and then you guys added more shit. So, thank you for spending some of your time listening to our bullshit.
Go see Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Shut the fuck up! No one. You know what? No. Go and see this dick.
Oh God! Oh God! He really did it! See, I'll cut it there so it'll look like maybe you did. Nobody will know.
Slap it against my leg.
All right, goodbye.